Solemani, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and some of the stuff they're sharing around the world on Newsfeed today. World War III, parts of the internet's reaction to the news of the US government assassination of Iranian Qasem Solemani. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison proves he is as bad at handshakes as Donald Trump. A look at how Thais are dealing with a single-use plastic bag ban. And a cat and dog story from here in Turkey will be your Friday's Animals Doing Stuff. And top of our newsfeed, World War III. That's the hashtag that people around the world are using after the news of the US government assassination of Qasem Solemani. Now, he was the leader of Iran's Quds Force, part of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and one of the country's and the region's most influential military leaders. And as the tension between Iran and the US is at its highest point for decades, people have been using social media to begin the war of words. Here's Adama.
Hashtag World War III is trending. It's the internet's way of dealing with the potentially catastrophic consequences of the assassination of Qasem Soleimani, Iran's top military leader, by the United States. And if the world is headed for war, the opening salvos have been on Twitter. President Donald Trump posted a tweet of the US flag after the news. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo tweeted this video purporting to show Iraqis celebrating the killing. President Hassan Rouhani wrote, "The great nation of Iran will take revenge for this heinous crime." And Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei added the hashtag severe revenge and said it awaits the criminals who have stained their hands with Soleimani's blood. Many are now questioning the motives and timing of such a military escalation by Trump, as it's been seen before, as pointed out by filmmaker Michael Moore on Instagram.
Our president will start a war with Iran.
And Trump, when he was just a reality TV star, predicted his predecessor may follow a similar course.
Real problem in the White House. So, I believe that he will attack Iran sometime prior to the election because he thinks that's the only way he can get elected. Isn't it pathetic?
And the internet have responded to the news with stuff like this. Memes and jokes might seem like a great coping mechanism, but this is no laughing matter. Though we live in a much different world from when the last world wars took place, history and context matter. Millions of US soldiers were drafted in the Vietnam War, with far-reaching disastrous consequences. And analysts say this latest event will complicate peace-building for the greater Middle East.
Trump ordered the assassination of the second most prominent figure in Iran without congressional authority. This is an act of war which could endanger the lives of millions of innocents in Iraq, Iran, and the Middle East, all to get re-elected. For Trump, Muslim lives are meaningless.
The coming days and weeks will determine if we are headed into war. The internet has already decided. Now it's up to politicians in real life.
Let's take a look at some of the other things that caught our eye on social media. Well, Coachella is trending on Twitter after the lineup for this year's music festival was announced. Rage Against the Machine, Travis Scott and Frank Ocean are the three headline acts, and there are some other good people on it too, including Lana Del Rey, Friendly Fires and Nilüfer Yanya. Tickets for the first weekend have already sold out.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Justin Bieber here. It is New Music Friday, and my new single just dropped. It's called Yummy. Check it out right here.
Oh yes, just what no one on the newsfeed team wanted. Bieber is back just in time for the weekend. He posted that video to promote his new track, Yummy. It's an overproduced, auto-tuned nightmare. Take a listen. And these are some of the covers for the next edition of Italian Vogue. The photo shoots have been replaced with artworks, which the editor, Emanuele Farnetti, says is part of the magazine's pledge towards a sustainable future. The money they say they've saved from not jetting around the world taking pictures of pretty people in expensive clothes, not to mention the lighting, catering, deliveries and site generators used for photo shoots, will be donated to a cultural centre in Venice, which was damaged by recent flooding. The hashtag #ScottyFromMarketing is trending. It's what people using the internet out of Australia are calling the Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, because he once worked in marketing before moving into politics. Hilarious. And the reason it's trending again is because of his attempts to show he cares about people who've been affected by the country's worst ever bushfire season.
You'd be tired.
Oh, no, really want to check that.
Oh, well, it's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, mate.
Okay, you want to pull that fellow on really sorry. No, he's fine. I'm sure he's just tired.
No, he lost the house.
Oh. How are you?
I'm only shaking your hand if you give more funding to our RFS. So many people here have lost their homes.
We need some beds. We haven't got enough beds.
We need more help.
And he walked away as I asked for help, and that kind of broke my heart.
A woman from Kuwait who is famous on some parts of the internet has been criticised by some people because she darkened her skin and then posted pictures and videos of the fact. Take a look. Thailand is yet another nation which has banned the single-use plastic bag. Daniel's in Bangkok and sent us this for a look at how some Thais on the internet are treating the new restrictions.
In the past, when you purchased something here, no matter how small, you'd get handed a plastic bag. It became the butt of a lot of jokes, especially among foreigners and expats. But it's not just the new year here in Thailand, it's the dawn of a new era. The beginning of 2020 has seen the end of single-use plastic bags, at least at some of the country's most popular shops and convenience stores. Thailand is one of the worst offenders in the world for plastic waste finding its way into the ocean. It's ranked number 6, and last year there were a number of high-profile cases of animals dying as a result of ingesting plastic. That caused outrage among the public. Reaction to the ban so far has been one of humour, with many Thais going online to document their changing habits. Everything from wheelbarrows to buckets and laundry baskets have been used as a replacement for plastic bags. Even if offline, the humble reusable bag is the most popular option.
keep spinning around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Friday. Well, the United States government has announced a nationwide ban on almost all vape flavors. All the fruit flavors will be gone, only tobacco and menthol flavors will be allowed. It's specifically designed to discourage young people picking up the habit. Vaping has been marketed as a healthier way for smokers to get their nicotine fix. There is no evidence on what the long-term dangers of using e-cigarettes are. Some Amazon employees who have broken company policy are now complaining on social media that they may be fired. A group of workers called Amazon Employees for Climate Justice have called publicly for the company to do more to deal with the climate crisis. Some then receive warnings from the company's HR department as their contracts have restrictions on what they can and can't say about the company publicly. And these people, the ones being perp walked by the cops here in Istanbul, including this one here in the middle with a cloth over his head, great disguise mate, are accused of helping out this man. Carlos Ghosn, the former boss of Nissan Renault, he fled Japan for Lebanon. Now Ghosn was under arrest in Japan on corruption charges. He escaped a couple of days ago while on his way to Lebanon, apparently changed planes in Istanbul. 7 people have been detained. And this was Shanghai on New Year's Eve, or was it? The video showing an impressive drone display was released by Chinese state television and the world went wow until now. You see, it turns out this didn't happen on the 31st. It was actually filmed on the 28th. The company that put it on has confirmed that to the BBC, and people who live in Shanghai also said, no, they didn't see anything in the sky that night. Classic fake news. What a way to start 2020. And a South African couple who got engaged in a KFC restaurant have had what they described as their dream wedding. Hector Makansi and Nohonhala Soledad tied the knot on New Year's Eve after the story of their engagement went viral last year. Many South African people and companies donated cash and other gifts to help them pay for the event. KFC even hired a wedding planner. Now, Ghana marketed 2019 as the year of return, encouraging people from the African diaspora to travel to the country, and it was a huge success. Take a look.
There's a lot of misconceptions in regard to how, it is living in Africa as a whole, and then specifically in Ghana. So I think it's very important that people begin to visit so they can stop, a lot of the misconceptions, really have their own idea of what it's really like.
And last up, a couple of animals doing stuff, and these two are taking cuddles, even though cartoons have always told me the species are enemies. Now, this was filmed in Kars in northeast Turkey, where it's currently -5 degrees Celsius. As you can see, a big old Turkish sheepdog, a Kangal, is allowing a ginger tabby to get some of its body heat, and they have plenty of heat to give. Kangals can weigh up to 65 kilograms, so there you go. Proof you should never believe what you see in cartoons. And that will do from the Newsfeed team, do reach out to me. I'm at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on YouTube. See you again soon.